Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Wait, where's the chat? I'm eating fish right now. Like some grilled fish. Anyways, we're going to start the stream in like 3 minutes, okay? I'm going to finish my food first. Hey, so Vasco, did you already send the artwork you want to be critiqued? We're going to be doing to the Discord. You haven't joined the Discord? I think it's in the description. You should try it. Yeah. If you haven't, you should join the Discord in the description, like on this live, and you can send your artwork for me to critique. Okay. I'm currently skimming through the artwork people sending. You know, it's actually very interesting, very exciting moment, because we are going to be doing live stream every week. That's my commitment, yeah. Tuesday and Saturday. Tuesday and Saturday. Every week we're going to do a critiquing artwork slash painting process. Yep, weekly. Tuesday and Saturday at this exact time. Let me know if the link, the Discord link is working. Wait, it's invalid? Okay, let me edit it first. Why is it always invalid? Valid for valid duration. Never expires. Link copies. Okay. Wait. Boom. Okay, you can join now. I edited the link. Oh my god. Okay, let's go. Yeah, you can start sharing your artwork to critique on the critique channel. Let me send you something. Let me change the freaking scene. Yep. Wait, properties. Test. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. This is kind of fire, dude. Let me copy this. Bro, this is already good. What are you saying? Critique? Huh? Wait, let me lower the volume. Let me edit something first. Let me know if the background music is too loud or too distracting. Okay, let's start. So we have a couple of artwork we want to critique today. There's only like... Wait. There's only like 3 artwork maybe. If we have the time. Okay. Aduh. Yours in the pictures. Which one? Oh, it's yours. This one. Oh, the blob copy study. Wait, why can't I copy this? Bruh. Why can't I copy this? This blobs. Okay, done. So, which one should we critique first? So let's critique yours first, Noel. So I think, yeah, right off the bat, if you look at the reference pictures compared to yours, it looks very similar, which means you did a good job. I was wondering if you do any tracing or any color picking. So the point of, at least the point of, if I were to do a study of someone, I try my best to copy it exactly like the reference that I'm copying here. So I'm basically doing everything I can to try to understand how they make this color, the angles and stuff, the construction lines over the original, and then build in from there. I see. Yeah, that's actually very good. And do you color pick the painting? Like this? I'll just copy like from the lob here. So one thing first, the biggest difference, if I were to notice, the biggest difference between Blob's painting and yours is how yours have so much softness to it. I did, but I found it doesn't work exactly. It's kind of like multiple colors to achieve that tone. Like there's a lot of glows and stuff affecting it. That's a good observations. That's actually a good observations. You are most likely improving. And coming back, yeah, the main thing that are noticeable to me is the texture. So if we were to look at your painting, there's so much softness around, but Blob has like a lot more texture to it. So he kind of has like a nice balance of where to put textures and where to put softness brush. Let me try painting over it. For example, yeah, I think you can be confident in using like a more hard brush, like just painting over like this, or maybe using like smoothing that's like textured. But I see you are like noticing a lot of lighting that's accurate. Like for example, like there's light here, right? There's lighting here, and you also try to do the same. So I think observation is actually already a good skill that you improved on. For example, so it's actually a good indicator of you improving here. There's a lot of highlight here, right? And then you copy it here. The lighting is here, and then you copy it here. Technique I use line to sharp lines so as to pin tool to squeeze two soft brushes together. It seemed to work. Yeah, so I really do appreciate you coming up with your own technique and stuff. That's actually how I got to a lot of my own stuff. But back to the topic of textures, you can actually use like some kind of filter here. Like for example, this is like a shortcut I have for like a filter, black and white, so that you can actually see how things are in the value scale. So for example, in Blob's painting, you already tried to copy the lighting, right? Like from here, like in here. Wait. Like the lighting here, here, here. But you can make it much more accurate by limiting the information that you have to a black and white color or black and white. Now you can actually see the difference. So for example, like the cheek here, the cheek over here is way too bright compared to the cheek over here. Wait, let me show you. Wait, saturation. Right? The cheek over here is way too bright compared to over here. So I think a good indicator of like, do you have Clip Studio Paint? I actually don't, but maybe Photoshop can do that. But it's fine. We can just do it here. Where was we? Where were we? Yeah, value scale. So yeah, this thing is way too bright compared to this, right? Because it is genuinely very overwhelming to look at this color. Like what exactly am I looking at, right? Is there a difference? But with this, like, boom. So now you can actually see which one is different, which one is like I should change to make it similar, right? So far, I think you already got like this part really accurate in terms of like the dark and light. Don't you think so? You actually did a great job here. So yeah, we can define success by like how similar we can make things to the copy reference, because that's what we're trying to do, improve our observation skill so that we can understand the nuances and the differences here, right? Before we make our own painting. So now let's try to make a paint over where this thing is kind of similar. And I heard you said like color picking it is difficult because there's like varying degree of like the colors, right? Noel said, would you recommend mapping out all the values at the start? Nowadays Blob maps all skin values at the start, but before he used to do a rough values map and then build on it as he goes. It's... Wait, let me change the music. The music is like way too fast and stuff. Okay, this one's much better. Okay, this is much better. So when were we? Should I map all the values from the start? It's okay. So I think it generally depends on what your type is. So like for example, yeah, if you have a ball, I can't really say for sure if a certain action is way better for you or for me. Some people like to like map out like this first. So like they have a flat outline of the colors and then they map out where things are. Or they just kind of like instantly do this like this. They don't need to do this. I can't say for sure which one is better for you. Me personally, I like to do things kind of like freehand. So I will just instantly like do things like this. Like this. But that's just me personally. Like this, right? But coming back to the painting here, Let me try painting over the light area. But first, we need to focus our discussion to a certain place. So I was wondering what part of your painting right now that you want to improve on. Yeah, I should have asked that from the beginning. Yeah, I was wondering which one are you still confused at? Because we kind of just straight up into values and light. Or maybe that is what you're confused at. Noel said, the eyes on the original look so much more organic. One of the tips that I have is you can just screenshot the painting on a localized area, yeah, so that you can see the difference. For example, this part here, boom. I guess we can make this part more darker. We're going to also discuss the left eye area here. But the first is this one, yeah. I think you're already really accurate on this part, to be honest. Maybe just make it much more darker. And add more texture. Less airbrushing. Or even, you can go as far as copying the color on the reference to see what color you have. Or what color blob has. Look, it's way much more darker, right? So this is the color that you use, and this is the color that blob use. It's much more darker and desaturated. But overall, this thing is actually pretty accurate. You just need much more coloring. Now on the left side, I can see why you are a bit confused and why it's less organic. Once again, you need to turn on your black and white filter. For Photoshop or basically any other program, you can add a new layer and then change that layer to saturation and fill it with black. Let me show you. Here. Yeah, so this layer here. Wait, this layer here. Yeah, this layer. This is a saturation mode layer filled with black. You can turn it on above the painting, so it turns black and white. Okay, back to the painting. So one thing that I've noticed is that your eyes is way too bright here. This is way too bright compared to blob. Again, turn on the value color. What you can do, because this is a color study, you can just copy the color that blob has and paint it on yours. You can also notice that the color is actually a bit green, right? And we want it to be as accurate as possible. And we are studying. We are studying to improve, okay? You can just go over here. Make sure it's similar in size. Position it. You can instantly see what changes you should make, right? A lot of things you should change. Let me zoom in. Obviously, the number one difference is actually the light area here. How bright something is, how dark something is. Yeah? So we're going to paint it over. It's much more darker compared to your painting. So my advice is don't be afraid to color pick, to copy. Yeah, like for example here, this thing is not dark enough, you need to paint it darker. The eyes have like some kind of bottom thing, you need to paint it too, like this. Like this thing is very dark, so don't be afraid to color pick things because you're trying to study and understand. Like the brightest part is not really that bright, you can tone down a lot of the highlight instead. You can notice there is a lot of yellowy thing right in here. There's a lot of yellow thing here. You can try to do that too. Oh yeah, for sure, if you want to send it in Discord. Also, this is one of the most obvious thing. But some beginner may kind of forget about it. Look at this. Look at the eyebrow. Okay, look at the eyebrow and what color this is. This is a brownish red, right? But yours are black, are literally black, dark gray. So this is something that kind of misses. Yeah, you kind of misses because you kind of like assume it's black because it's an eyebrow. Like when we draw something, we draw a face, or we draw a face like this, but it's not a face, it's a logo. So you have some kind of notion that's like, you have a assumption that the eyebrow is black. Meanwhile, this thing is actually kind of reddish. So one thing to keep in mind. Oh, what's up? We are doing a critique weekly. We are doing a weekly critique to improve your artwork. Weekly, Tuesday and also Saturday. Well, let me download the things first. Yeah, this thing is easily missed, but like this kind of like frames the eye, right? So you could actually miss it. Missing it could actually change like the whole painting. Right? You can join the Discord server on the description of this live pigeon roulette. We are doing weekly critique, so you should definitely join in. Here's the Discord server. Like, look at this. Hi Kalki, hi Pigeon. Which one is Kalki? Like, did you say something here? Also, spoiler, I am making this video here. Draw everything. How to draw everything, seriously. I'm not joking. Next video is going to be how to draw everything. And in there you will actually learn how to draw everything. Because the video will be 14 minutes and there's a lot of packed value of information there. I'm not joking. You can literally draw everything after watching this video. So you should definitely subscribe, turn on notification, and join the Discord server. Okay, let's try opening the download things. Excuse my download. Oh, it's not finished yet. Well, let's just do this one. Noel says, eyelash too. I think I should have painted the reflective light of the sand. What do you mean, reflective light of the sand? Yeah, you should turn on notification because the video is actually insane. Let me. Do you want me to show? Now, should I show this? I don't know. I'm still like 4 minutes in, okay? No, you can't. It's still like, there's a lot of things I need to change and stuff. Boom. Look at this. I also included like some kind of what's it called, some speed paint thing. Look at this. Look at the face. Look at the face sketch. I'm sketching a lot of sketch to show my point. Like, look at this. Look at this. Why am I lagging? Look at this. Join the Discord server. We are cooking very hard right now. Look, I even do something like this. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. My explanation is actually banger here. You know, I went from doing a lot of shit posts in the past. I'm trying to tone that down and more actual helpful value packed video. Look at this. Look at this. Do you not see the sketches? Like, look at this. I start from the hand. Boom. Wait. Look at this shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyways, back to the oh my god. Back to the paintings. Yeah, so we only made a small difference, right? But look at this. Look at this, bro. Look at this. See? So your biggest problem, Noel, is actually value and, you know, looking at the details of like what colors are actually there. Right? Before, after. Before, after. Before. It's just a small change. After, before, after. Yeah, the big problem is this lighting is way too bright and it doesn't really match the kind of color that's like in here. Also, wait, let me show you. Yeah, bro, I'm sharing what I'm cooking right now. I'm sharing what I'm cooking. You guys in on a little secret. I'm cooking something big, big, big. Look at this. I even make trying to make something like color theory stuff, yeah, on why you're like your artwork what am I saying? On why your artwork's color may not be good. Like, why does my color look muddy? Blah blah blah. Maybe it's the highlight is too much and stuff. And my theory, or at least what I believe in, is that, you know, if you watch tutorials on like using, let's use this color for base skin or add red on cheeks. This is just like fixing the surface level. It's not what the actual problem that needs to be fixing. Like, why is the color like this? Why did you color like this? Or why did Blob color like this? Okay, it's actually, hear me out. It is actually the story. So, well, I mean, you're just doing study, right? But if you're doing original artwork and you wonder why your artwork color is bad, it's because you don't have a story. You don't try to express what story you want to express, the emotion that you're trying to express. This is literally the base of what color you're going to choose. So I say a lot of color theory like this are bullshit. Okay, there may be some truth to it, but the main thing are actually color theory. So when you look at this still from Ghost, what is it called, like Blade Runner, yeah, they don't make color like this because, oh, they see color theory like this. Oh, it's like the color is like this, moving like this. No, it's because they have a story, right, that they want to express, and thus the color becomes like this. And this is just the support thing, okay? Anyways, we're going in a tangent. But like good color. Oh, let me paint something. Can I paint something like? Good color is from story. Now you know. If you want to paint good color, you need to actually know the story you're trying to express. At least for like original artwork, right? Anyways, we're going to expand on that on future YouTube videos. It's still on the making. Anyways, look at this. Once again, look at this. Boom. Boom. Okay? So, I think we should move on to another artwork. No? What do you think, Noel? Do you learn something? Okay, let's move on to Vasco. Which one is your artwork, Vasco? It's this one. So I was wondering, we're trying to critique your artwork. What is the thing you're struggling at for the artwork that you want to critique over? Yeah, I should definitely start with like what problems you want to solve. Because honestly, like if I look at your artwork right now, like it's already really good. So I was wondering which direction you want to improve it on. Maybe like more semi-realism. Yo, hi Crystal, Sai, Soy. You can join the Discord server on the description below. There's RAS Community Garage, where you can send in your pictures, where we're gonna do a weekly art critique every Tuesday and Saturday at like around this time. Okay, Crystal, Soy. Should turn on notifications when I'm live. Vasco says background and mental painting and just painting in general. Okay, so you want to do more painterly artwork. I'm guessing more semi-realism like style, right? Let me duplicate this. So background wise, I'm not sure what you want to do with the background. Once again, I'm telling you, you need to have a story. Like when I'm making some artwork, right? When I'm confused, it's simply because I don't know what story I want to make. Like you need to have story. Because when you have story, everything kind of flows. Like, you know what the background to do, you know like what things you need to do, you know what kind of color you need to pick. The story is what matters, okay? This is why, yeah. I'm telling you, this is why. If you have like two artists, maybe in Twitter, there's one artist that's like making insane artwork, insane semi-realism artwork, okay? There's other artists that's like making pixel art or cartoon artwork. But you need to understand that when these two people post artwork, they could have the same receptions of people. Like people can like perceive it really good. Oh yeah, like 9,000 likes. This thing can also get 9,000 likes. Okay, maybe on a technical scale, this guy is way better because they understand more fundamentals. And this guy may be less technical about fundamentals and much more cartoon style, but they still got the same perceptions. Why? The story. The story is what matters, guys. I'm not joking. I've seen it, okay? I've seen myself on my own artwork, yeah? Even if like I make really good artwork technically, or like maybe the shading is insane, but the story was like, I'm just making something like, oh whatever, I'm just making some pretty pictures. I mean, it's valid. Every artist should make whatever the hell they want, right? But the story is what's going to connect, what's going to make the artwork really memorable for people, especially yourself, the artist making. Okay? Vasco says, how to make a story into a drawing. How to make a story into a drawing. Honestly, this is actually difficult. I'm not joking. This is actually difficult. Because it's like, what things do you want to express? Expression. What do you want to express? Is it emotion? Is it like something relatable? You can use like keyword like when you're skimming through a book, right? Maybe there's a certain book that interests you. There's emotions, anger, sadness, horny, relatable. Even if you just say this thing, if you just say like anger, now you already know like where, you already know like what kind of things the direction of the artwork should be. Maybe because you are saying anger, the colors will be red. Here's the thing. This is important. Because you said anger, your subconscious mind will try to reference something that is like your definition of anger. Like maybe you're going to subconsciously use color red, maybe a little bit of dark blue, right? So the story is what matters, and you can use like keyword to, and your subconscious mind will actually define the color yourself. Anyways, back to the painting. Crystal Soy says, I don't really have insane shading, but I do my best. That's the spirit. Effort is genuinely important. Kaiki says, hello, I just found out your channel. It seems really helpful. You are on the right track. Kalki. We are genuinely like on a gold rush mine. You're finding this channel is a gold mine. We are genuinely going to dominate YouTube. I'm not joking. You can join the Discord server below if you want to get your artwork critique. We're doing a weekly critique every Tuesday and Saturday. Okay, wait, why am I looking at the what? Why am I looking at this part? Yeah, Kalki, you are on the right track on this channel. Anyways, so Vasco, what are you background and mental painting? Okay, for sure. Let's try deleting the background first, if you can. Yeah, of course, Soy. We're going to go through that. Hey, let me see first. I'm going to answer, yeah. Khaki, pigeon, crystals. Wait, I'm wondering, do you guys like a new viewer into this channel? Like suddenly the live is recommended? That's kind of news to me. This is absolutely cute. We're going to bring it to the Photoshop. We're going to critique you too. Anyways, back to Vasco. Select subject. Noel says, do you have any tips to determine doing the ugly face if you're on the right track, or do you just fix it as you keep going? You know, I should definitely share like the progress pic that I make, because you know, you should definitely check out my Instagram, yeah, if you haven't. Let me show you my Instagram. Let me show you my Instagram. You know, we have 30,000 followers on Instagram, but our engagement fucking sucks. Where did that even come from? Like, where's this 30,000 coming from? Anyways, for example, my progress. Maybe this has like progress pic. Where's the where's the artwork that has a process pictures? Oh yeah, I also do traditional art, by the way. Look at this. This is kind of cute, no? Where is the artwork that has like some kind of oh, the cat. Yeah, the cat is absolutely cute. Let me see an artwork that has a progress pictures. Maybe this one has. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at my process. Look at my process here. Can you see it? Yeah, look at my process here. The characters on the left are insanely whatever. What am I doing here? Like, I mean, there's not even any sketch, so we're just kind of winging it, and we're struggling so bad here. Oh, there's no more. Maybe here. Where is the artwork that has a process pic? Oh, here one. Or this one. Yeah, this one. Look at this. Look at this one. This is literally the progress, the process. From this to this to this. Oh, what the hell is this? So, your question is like, do you have tips to determine during the ugly phase if you're on the right track, or do you just fit to keep going? I don't know. I don't know. I just believe that this will turn out fine. I just believe it. I don't know if I'm on the right track. I just believe that it could be finished, because I need to finish this and move on. Also, if you haven't followed my Instagram, you should definitely follow my Instagram. Okay, let's back to the Photoshop. Anyways, where were we? Background and metal painting. So let's just make it dark. You know, the problem with the background that you have right now, although this is just my personal opinion, okay, it's just that it's way too complicated. Like, my focus is like everywhere. At least that's me though. So like, I know the focus is the character, right? Like this character here, Gerald, and who's the other guy? I forgot. And this guy. But the background has so many more like variations of black. Look at this. Black and white and black. Because there's a writing, right? Oh yeah, Dante. That makes it very difficult to focus. Maybe if oh my god, my throat. If I were me, the thing that I would do is just like make the background black or dark. Now the character is insanely on focus. Do you understand? And let me fill in the color. So here's the thing, yeah. With the dark background, it's so easy. If I were me. If I were me, which I am, I would do this. Wait, I'm getting caught up. Yeah, basically, this is like a cheat code for me personally. Yeah, with dark background, you can make the characters easily pop with insane lighting, and you can basically play around a lot, and you can make the story kind of varying. Like maybe you can have like dark night sky, dark night with some fiery. Let me let me go. I can't speak. I need to speak more calmly. Okay. This is currently 8 p.m. at night. So first of all, with dark scene, it is a lot more. I guess for like a viewer perspective, it's much more like kind of cool and stuff. Anyways, let's try and make the story kind of like Geralt and Dante at night being cool. Fighting someone, fighting baddies. Okay, this is the story that we're trying to do. Simple story, but it could be amazing. So first of all, because it is at night, now we have like a visual guide of what we should do. Like because at night, now we can make the characters more at night. Like look at this. I'm using a multiply. If you can see, I'm using this multiply layer, and then I chose. Wait, you can't see the other side of the freaking screen, huh? Wait, let me let me smooch over. Wait. Okay, what do you think? Okay. Okay, you can see the color a bit, right? You know what? Whatever. We're just going to keep it like this, and we're going to just put the color here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is way better. This is way better. Where were we? Okay. So now, because the story is at night, we can make a new change the brush to multiply and make sure the characters as if they were in at night. They're at night. Like look at this. Boom. Boom. Instant color guide. It like when you have a story, okay, when you have a story like this color instantly. Okay? Now, you know, I see that you have like this highlight, right? You have this highlight of like red here. So we're going to include that into the story. Like I see Geralt has like this blue, right? So we're going to have a fire and some blue light from the night sky, from the moon, okay? Let's include a fire on the scene. If I can pick colors. Boom. You can include a fire on the scene. Maybe I'll even continue the compositions. Like I will just continue the leg here. Pardon my anatomy. Fast track method. Look at this. You can even continue the composition to the right if you want. Like look at this. Boom. If that's what you want. And we can like continue the composition here, right? Boom. And now you can have a fire on the back. Because you already have like the scene of these two guys fighting bad guys. Boom. This became much more atmospheric, much more story driven. Right? Let's make the fire on the back much more insane. Oh my god. All you, Vasco said, all I need is fire and longer legs. Boom, look at this. Insane. And because like we have like much more insane lighting, like because of the fire, we can now make the inside of the body much more darker because the clothing is like blocking the light from the fire and the moon. Just make it darker, especially on that other side. Boom. Right? And now, so that we have two lighting. We're going to have two lightings, okay? The first lighting is going to be the moon. This is the moon lighting, which is going to be bluish. And we also have the fire lighting from the back and the bottom. So it's like this. Okay? Moon and fire. So now with that in mind, we can just go ham on the color. We're just using color dots and like painting insane lighting from the top. And this also ties in on the metal painting you're asking about. Metal painting. Now we have lighting, so the metal is going to follow suit. Boom! Do you not see how atmospheric this became? With as simple changes. We're going to have fire, like around here. We're going to see the before and after too. Oh my god. This is actually insane. See? And we're not even done. Like, we could have been making some like... Now that we know this is a fire, we can add particle to signify fire. Like, everything kind of makes sense and like flowing around, you know? Flowing so easily. Boom. Now we have fire element here. I mean, what is it called? Ashes, or I don't know. Ember, fire ember. Boom. I have these brushes, by the way. If you want this brush, you can get it on like the description below, raspies.art. It's a website. Boom. Maybe we can make the characters much more darker. Hello, Rindy. Welcome to the Ras Comedy Grad stream. Make it much more darker. Boom! Boom! Like, bruh. Okay, let's see the before and after. This is before. This is before. I forgot. I don't know. I'm sleepy. This is before, and this is after. Before, after. I know we sacrificed on like brightness and stuff. We sacrificed on like people can see maybe the details of like the apps or maybe more the insides. So we're sacrificing brightness, but we gain other things such as story and atmosphere, emotion, feeling, right? So that's what we're trying to achieve. The story is what matters, okay? And even if you think this is dark, like you can always make some color dots and like paint something much more brighter, like around here, maybe, like here, right? Boom. See? So yeah, we are pressing on story. Look at this. Or maybe you can separate these two characters, make it much more separated. Then we have I don't know, different composition. Oh, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. So now when we're painting metal, you are saying that you're confused painting metals. It is simply, when you're confused painting metals like this, right? It is simply you don't understand where the light source is. Why am I hungry now? Okay, so before, wait, where's the before? Before, the thing is like, you don't know where the lighting is, so the metal is kind of like, okay, whatever, right? But when you have the lighting, now you can just say, okay, the lighting is in the bottom. We can add orange fire on the bottom part of the metal, and we could add blue on the back, on the top, right? And so we can add, and then we can add like dark metallic reflections like all around. Although this is not that most accurate, but like whatever. Look at this. Boom. Look at the metal, dude. Like, look at the metal. Crystal says, waiting for my turn. Yeah, of course. We're going to also do yours too. Noel says, the metal armband on my painting also look so ass. Like I was completely lost how to achieve the correct lighting effect. Wait, let me see. Which one are you saying? The metal armband. Oh, this part. Oh, let's see the reference here. I mean, you're already pretty good. But like the what am I saying? You need to observe more on the details. Like this part is actually dark, right? Like look at this. This thing is dark. This thing is dark. Where is it? This thing is dark. Meanwhile, this thing is not dark. You see? This thing is dark. This thing is not dark. So you need to see more on the observation side. So we can just copy this dark side, and we can focus on like making some shadowing. Noel says, it looks like some metal rice grains on the bed. Sorry. Why do you say that? It actually does. It actually. We are keeping things professional here. It actually does. Yeah, it actually does. I mean, yeah, it actually does look like rice. It actually does look like rice. Yeah, Crystal, sorry, we're going to look at yours after this. I mean, no, I mean it's null. Like, why did you have to say rise? Like, I didn't think of that. Like, well, anyways, I think it's actually because yours is like, I don't know. Why do yours look like rice? Oh, it's actually the light thing. Yeah, it's actually the dark and light. See, this is dark, this is bright, this is dark, this is bright. Okay, so You just need to make this much more darker here. Let me see. Look at this. No, like this. Nah. Make this thing much more darker, the arm. And also focus on the jewelry. Boom. See? Just a little bit of like making things more darker, like from far, it already looks like a jewelry. Yeah, you need to focus. Yeah, I think with your case, Noel, you need to focus more on observing the different light and dark. Because like you're seeing it like kind of like rice, right? Like rice. But I think the problem is just the dark and light. Let me make it more dark here. Look at this. See? I think the rice is just kind of like a distraction. And you should focus more on like the actual dark and light of the thing. Or maybe if you want to change so that it doesn't look like rice, you can just like make a random dot doodle. Like doing random things. You were deleting the rice. And I'm not sure, maybe it's like this. I don't think you need to be much more like accurate on the each individual like rice individual like armbands part. Like you just need to make sure there is a bit of texture. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think you just need to fix the dark and light first. And since this jewelry is not like the jewelry is not actually does not actually have like a rice looking ornament. It's just flat, right? It's actually just like flat. But because of how blob shades things, there's a lot of textures on it. This texture is most likely manual. Yeah. The rice is a distraction. Yeah, you should focus more on the dark and light of the painting. Yeah, I think we can work on things like this. Boom. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, let's move on to... Man, this is actually enjoyable. I'm not joking. I'm actually having fun. What the hell? Okay, yeah. For you, Vasco, focus on the story. Focus on the story, and the color and the metal shading will follow suit. Hey, back here. Let me just continue painting the gun, for example. Yeah, as we know, there's going to be a red on the bottom. Like, look at this. I'm choosing the color kind of like randomly. I don't care what colors I choose here, but I know it's going to be fire color, so a lot of variation is fine. Boom. You can add some like highlight of the moonlighting. Boom. Add some lighting here. Boom. 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 Okay, I think that's too much. I think that's wait, it's too much highlight. But you get the point, okay? Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Moving on to Crystal Soy. This is yours, no? We're going to make a new canvas. So, for you, Crystal, I was wondering what do you want to see on the critique and improvement thingy? Is there the specific things you want to improve on from this painting? Because honestly, yeah, if I were to see this, it's actually already looks pretty good. I love the colors, the story and stuff. So, just do my thing. I don't know what I'm supposed to improve, like, because you know, if I were to improve something, like, and then I change a bit too much, like the style and stuff, and people Instagram gonna cancel me. I don't know. Well, maybe we can improve on the shade. What am I supposed to improve here? What do you think? What do you guys think? Is there anything that you see that could be improved? Because a certain artwork can be just like exactly like that because of the style and the story that they're trying to express, you know. Shading, color, no changing in the style. Okay, so I think we're going to attack this in the direction of lighting. Okay, lighting and the story. So we want to kind of enhance the feeling of the current artwork, right? Enhance the emotions or like the vibe that the artwork is trying to express. And one of the ways to do that is to make sure the lighting kind of supports that. And right now, the face is lit way too much, so there's kind of like no contrast with the background. So it's kind of like I don't know what it's called in English. It's kind of blurry with the background. So what we're going to do is just going to wait. Let me separate the character and the. So what we want to do is make the lighting kind of like similar to Vasco's. So we have the moonlight on the top, but I think there's going to be like a glowing colors of purple. I don't know. If I say this, it's kind of like confusing. So we need to show it. Okay. And shade multiply. We're going to put everything in shade of shadow first. Moon and fire. No, Vas. We can't do fire. That does not support the story. And we also want to make the shadow on the bottom of the face here, even though you already shaded it. You know, one thing for sure though is this artwork is actually really good, Crystal. I'm not joking. This is actually really good. And with the Vasco's artwork, you can add moonlighting here. Doesn't have to be crazy. I don't know, maybe don't shade it because it's more like a flat color. Yeah, let's not shade this. Let's not have like smooth shading. Let's just more kind of like flat color like this. Yeah, like this. Yeah, since your specific style, it's not wise for me to shade so like there's like shading, semi-realism. Yeah, it's not wise because of the nature of your art style. So your shading is more like cell shaded or like flat shading color like this. Instead of like making it like this, where it's kind of blurry like that. Wait, that kind of looks kind of cool though. Can make it like this. Boom. Now we're going to add lighting on the face. Because your art style has minimal shading, one of the most common anime shading of top lighting is just the nose. Like literally, the nose. Look at it. Look at this. Now see? Just because we add a light part on the nose, now it looks pretty three-dimensional. Even though it's like flat color or flat shading. Don't you think so? Because we are moving the lighting on the shape of the nose. This is actually kind of cute. Going to add more shading on like this part. Wait. Bro is using me to finish that artwork. Also, if you haven't, you should definitely follow me on Instagram. Oh, looks like this eye is actually really good for a shading. These glasses here. Also, we're just going to do more shading on like the outer part. We're going to add more glow on the bottom, yeah. Yeah, you should definitely show the artwork, this channel, and the Discord server. Let's make it much more bluish. Oh, let's make it purplish. Or make it more like a color dodge. Color dodge. Like this. Boom! Look at this. Wait, let me show the before and after. So the before and after here. Before is this, after is this. Though I guess we can make more contrasting. Okay, so I think, yeah, if you were to look at color tutorials, you might see some people saying like you need to balance the color, right? So because this is cool, the top is cool and the bottom is cool, you need to have like some warm color, which you can definitely add. Look at this. Because even though it's still story based and you want the majority of the color to be like cool and blue, but there's always a way for you to gather attention. And one of the ways to gather attention is through contrast. One of the ways for you to gather attention is through contrast. So we can add contrast, or maybe here and here. See? Before, after. Before, after. Before, after. So the existence of this one color kind of still supports the story. Even though it's like at night, the existence of this one color kind of supports the story of like these two characters being together in love and like, you know, being very physical touchy. Right? Oh my god, we are cooking, dude. Before, after. Before, after. Let's see the other one. Let's see the other one here. Before, after. We are absolutely cooking these live streams, dude. This is an absolutely legendary live streams, and you guys, I'm not joking. You guys are one of the earliest people to join this movement that we are trying to make. This is actually insane. Before, after. In fact, let's make it much more warm. Like, look at this. Look at this. Oh my god. Oh. Noel says, the warm color on the character seems to imply they're standing in front of a fire or something under a lamp. Which is also one of the interpretations that people can have. Even though, me personally, I interpreted it like kind of like, you know, these two characters are like in love with each other, or like they're close to each other, so the colors kind of like signify that. But what you're doing is can also be true. Like, there's a lot of ways you can add decisions of like the colors and the painting, but the most important thing is the story, okay? You have a story that you want to achieve, which is like having a lamp or a fire, and that is going to result in you being able to color it appropriately. So the story is what's important, okay? Boom. I think I'm going to multiply this part. This is way too bright. And this one. Yeah. Yeah. So to recap this live streams, we've done null. We've done null. Which one is null? We've done null. This is after. This is before. This is before. And this is after. Before, after, absolutely cooking. Before, after, absolutely cooking. The second one is Vasco. Before, after, we are absolutely cooking. And the third is Crystal. Before, before, after, before, and after, absolutely cooking. Let's see the Discord server. Hello, Yoni. Which one is Yoni? The file. Let me open the file. Also, you should follow my Instagram if you haven't. I open this. Bruh. I'm lagging. Okay, let me dissect your file. Which one? On critique. Oh, this is you. Wait, why didn't I get notifications? Wait, it's lagging. I mean, yeah, I don't think there's any more that we need to. Yeah, you just need to. You just need to kind of like focus on the light and dark. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. You are on the right track, Noel. I can tell you that you are on the right track, and you just need to improve your observation skills of like the light and dark. Look at this. You just need a filter. You just need a dark and light filter like this. Trust me, okay? Let me send you the file here. Crystal. Anyways, this is going to be we're going to end the stream right here. I know we have like duck passing by. Yoni, we are going to critique your artwork on the next streams. Also others, if you want to like send your artwork for critique, you can absolutely do that. You can absolutely do that. We are going to be live every week, Tuesday and Saturday, at this time, okay? Tuesday and Saturday at this time. Okay, I really appreciate you guys joining on the live streams. I'm not joking. We are on our early journey towards YouTube domination. And we are going to change millions and millions of artists' lives. I'm not joking. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in the streams. Send your artwork on the critique. Join the Discord server. Follow me on Instagram, please. I appreciate you guys being here, and I'll see you guys on the next live streams on Saturdays. Thank you. I'll send your artwork on the Discord, Crystal. Yeah, I enjoyed this live stream. Okay. Goodbye, guys.